Good morning. You're in the loop. Every week we talk with the people who make San Antonio a better place to live. Thanks for joining us in the loop. Here's your host, Milton Glick.
And that's what we do. We get you caught up with the people and the organizations that make San Antonio a better place to live. I'm Milton Glick, and my next guest, I love talking to Lisa Norwood. She's the Public Relations Manager with Animal Care Services here in San Antonio, and we've got so much to talk about. And Lisa gives great information, so pay attention to this one. If you've got a pet or you're looking to get a pet, maybe for the holidays, this is going to be a great show for you. Lisa, how are you doing?
How are you doing? It's cold out there, isn't it?
It is cold out there. You want to start with that? Because you always give good advice for homeowners that, or even apartment dwellers that have pets.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's cold right now, and it's only going to get colder. We know that. And so it's really important that people start prepping now before it does start to get even colder, when we start to head towards those freezing temperatures. So it makes sense to do what you need to do for your pet, especially if you have an outdoor pet. We know there's a lot of people in San Antonio that do keep their dogs outside. You need to prep now, whether that means getting a really good dog house, making sure that you have tip-proof water bowls, making sure that your pet is ready for the cold, but also understanding that there are some laws when it comes to your pets being out in the cold weather.
And that means, what are the laws? Give a kind of a brief.
Well, simply put, when we get to extreme weather temperatures, that is when we start to see freeze warnings and such coming from the National Weather Service. We have zero tolerance for pets being outside. Okay. So that includes pets that are tethered. They can't be tethered in extreme weather. And so now is the time to make plans to deal with that if you need to, because you do have an outdoor pet. Ideally, our pets would be indoors with us. That's where they want to be anyway, right?
Yeah.
But we do understand that there are some folks that do keep their pets outside. And so start prepping the garage now. Start prepping the storeroom, making sure you've got, an appropriate shelter for your pet if it does get cold outside. Because again, when we do see those frigid temperatures, our officers will have zero tolerance for any weather-related citations. And these are citations that can go upwards of $1,000, $2,000 for repeat offenses. So, best bet, do right by your pet and make sure that they're going to stay warm this winter too.
There you go. And what are some things that you can do? Maybe it's not extreme, but it's cold. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, blankets, are they good or bad? I think blankets are good. One of the things, though, that we sometimes get, obviously in South Texas, is not just cold, but like icy cold or, rain along with the cold. So you got to be mindful of the fact that those blankets might get wet. They might get kind of wet, and then that's just going to make them cold. So check on the blankets. If it does you do start to see a drizzle or a sprinkle out there. Hay is also a good insulator as well. And remember, when you have a dog house for your dog, it needs to have 3 sides, a 4th side that has an entrance, but it also needs to have an elevated floor. Yeah.
The reason it needs to have that elevated floor is, of course, it provides some measure of insulation, but on top of that, it gets the doghouse itself a little elevated, just in case there is any mud or muck as a result of the drizzly cold weather we sometimes get.
If it doesn't have one now, I know for sometimes they'll recommend the pallets that you see people, and you put the dog house or a cat house if you've got ferals on top of the
on top of a crate. Yeah, that will actually provide that measure of lift, of elevation that you need. So that is a really great idea. And a lot of times you can get crates for free.
Yeah.
On Facebook. So check on Facebook, check on Nextdoor. A lot of times you can get stuff like that for free. But in addition, a lot of times you can get pet supplies. and stuff for free or for very low cost from, your neighbors on Facebook Marketplace, on Nextdoor. So if it is something that you need, make sure that you're reaching out to get those things taken care of here in the next week or two, because we do know that there is going to be colder weather coming in next week, and not just colder weather, but also possibility of rain.
Nope, that's right. And again, this is one of those things where when you find out about it, because temperatures in South Texas fluctuate so much, you want to be prepared ahead of time, because that day when you find out, it's going to be overnight, it's going to be in the 30s, you're not going to feel like going out. You're not
exactly. You're not going to feel like going out, but in addition, why not prep now?
Yep,
a lot of people will prep their house now. You get the heater checked, and you make sure that you've got blankets in the house, and that your HVAC's working well. All the different things that maybe people do to prep their house. You need to prep your pet's abode as well.
All right. Lisa Norwood is our guest today on In the Loop. She is the Public Relations Manager with Animal Care Services here in San Antonio. Lisa, we discussed some stuff that we wanted to talk about. So what should we jump to now? And tell people, too, where they can find information about Animal Care Services.
Well, Animal Care Services has got a pretty comprehensive website. You can check it out at saacs.net. saacs.net. If you have a specific question, maybe you don't see the answer to, or you just want to find out a little bit more information, you can also call our customer service team. They're available during business hours, Monday through Friday, and that is 207-4PET. So that's 207-4738. And they can answer questions for you as well.
All right. So which question should we jump to now? Should we talk about the press release that came out today?
I think we need to talk about what folks need to do when it comes to getting a pet this holiday season. Milton, a lot of people think that, it's the holidays, that's exactly the wrong time to get a pet. Let me tell you, Animal Care Services does not discourage holiday adoptions. What we do encourage is that you make a thoughtful decision any time of the year. Any time of the year you're bringing a pet into your family, that needs to be a thoughtful decision. You need to do your homework. You need to make sure that you're getting the pet that's best for your family and best for your lifestyle. And that's why it's so important to support the local shelters and local rescue groups. You don't have to come to Animal Care Services if, you don't want to, but there's so many other wonderful shelters and rescues here in San Antonio that have adoptable pets. So we really want to encourage people to embrace responsible pet adoption this holiday season. A lot of people think, okay, I'm going to get a gift, I'm going to get a pet, and they automatically, their mind goes to, I'm going to spend thousands of dollars to go to a breeder.
Yeah, which is a shame.
It is a shame if you consider that there are so many animals that are waiting for homes in our city shelters and with our rescue organizations. Obviously to us, we always say adoption is the best option. We firmly believe that. At the end of the day, bringing a pet into your family, again, needs to be a really well thought out decision. And when you support organizations like shelters, like rescue groups, you have an idea of what you're getting. Mm-hmm. When you adopt from a breeder, you may or may not be getting that animal that's on the paper, right?
Yeah.
You may or may not be adopting from somebody who not only is interested in the bottom line, literally, what they can get for that pet that they're selling, but in addition, may not even be following the laws of the city of San Antonio. You do have to have a permit to sell or breed pets in the city of San Antonio. And if you buy from a breeder that doesn't have the permit or isn't displaying their permit, you're, in a sense, breaking the law as well, because you are buying a pet from an illegal seller. We've got a real problem, Milton, with folks that sell pets on the side of the road.
Yeah.
that sell them in parking lots. I myself have seen people, hawking puppies, in a grocery store parking lot on the side of 281. That's also a traffic hazard.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Yeah,
but all of those things are illegal. They're illegal, and presumably people don't want to be a party to illegal activity. And why do that when there's so many pets in shelters and in rescue organizations throughout San Antonio? So we really encourage people to be thoughtful. And one of those things they should be thinking about is, where is this pet coming from? Does this pet have vaccinations?
Mm-hmm.
Is this pet microchipped? Is this pet sterilized?
Yeah. And the cool thing is, in talking to a number of the groups in San Antonio, the shelters and the rescue groups and stuff that we've had on the air, and just being through what I've been through with our dog, that is that, you go with questions, and that person that you're going to talk to at ACS is going to what type of dog is going to ask you questions too, because they've got a emotional invested interest in finding you the right pet. Got an apartment? Okay. You want a bulldog? Okay. Let's talk about that. Now, do you know this? Do you know that? Do you know this? Oh, no, I didn't. And that you're leaving with a pet, if you adopt one, that's, no pun intended, been vetted.
Sure. And a big part of it, I think that, obviously a lot of us, we're visual, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're visual. And so we think, oh gosh, that dog is so cute. I want that particular breed. I want that particular type of dog. And what we always try to tell people here at the shelter is keep an open mind, because I get it. Breed X may be the hot breed, the trendy breed that everybody wants, but what exactly do you know about that breed of animal?
Yeah.
And not only that, but what do you know about their specific needs? What do you know about the seller of that, insert breed here animal? Has there been inbreeding? Has there been overbreeding? Has the animal been socialized? Because that can lead to some reactive and very unpredictable behavior, including aggression.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an animal that you're going to be bringing into your family that would be interacting not just with you, but with your children, with your friends, with your family. What kind of diseases does that particular breed prone to? These are all different things that you should be learning ahead of time. If you decide and you set your heart on a specific breed, do your homework to make sure that that breed is the most appropriate one for your family and your lifestyle. Don't get a dog because you saw it on TikTok and thought it was really cute, or, that star or this celebrity had this particular dog and therefore it must be, the dog to get this holiday season. Get the dog that's best for your family and that's best for your lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I can almost guarantee you're going to be able to find one of those animals at an animal shelter or a rescue organization.
Yeah, looking at the ACS website right now, and you can find, here's different dogs, and they'll talk about the evaluations that the trainers went through. Do they walk easy? Do they like cats? Do they like, kids? Are they reactive? And you get that all that helps you to have a much better experience, for the rest of this pet's life.
I think so.
Yeah.
we like to think so, and it's an important thing that we do when we have our trainers evaluate these dogs, when we have our matchmakers get to know these animals. It's important, and we do it, and we invest that time and energy in doing it because we not only do think that it makes for a better adoption experience, but on top of that, it gives us more knowledge about that pet that we can then pass on to you.
Yeah. What do you think of the idea? And you can tell me, no, we don't like that idea. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
I'm ready.
But let's say that you find a dog online. We're just going to use dogs. I'm at the ACS website. I see a dog. I've read about it. what do you think about the idea of fostering first to see whether, you do get along with this pet?
I'm going to hedge my bets here and say that it can work.
Okay.
For certain pets. It can work for certain pets. And one of the things that we try to encourage people to do is to spend time with that pet. I don't want to give the wrong idea and say that you can do trial runs with any, of the pets that we have here at the shelter. Obviously, when we place an animal in a home, we want that home to be a permanent home, right? So we don't have as generous a policy as, say, a Target or, a Marshalls or something like that. But it can work for certain pets. And that's a conversation that you also should have here at the shelter. Yep. If you are thinking, I should probably foster this pet first, maybe you still have some reservations about adoptions, period.
Yeah, and
so these are all kind of things to explore, with your matchmaker, with the ACS staff. Maybe you're concerned that, hey, I should try them out to see if they like cats or if they get along well with children. Whatever the case may be, those are questions that you should be asking our matchmakers here, because we have been with these pets. We have some experience with these pets, and we can give you some better guidance. One of the things I think a lot of people don't know about animal care services is that opportunity to talk to our trainers, that opportunity to get direction from our trainers and our behavior specialists. It's for the lifetime of that pet.
Oh, I didn't know that was good.
Yeah, that's included in the adoption fee. And so when you come in and you adopt, dog A, and, maybe you wind up getting a new pet later on down the line, or you get a cat, or there's some changes in your household, and maybe the pet's not acting the way that you want them to, we give you free access to our trainers for the lifetime of the pet. So you always have somebody in your corner who can answer questions for you, who can give you guidance, who can help you have that much richer a experience as a pet parent.
Yeah, and Lisa Norwood is our guest. Lisa is the Public Relations Manager with Animal Care Services here in San Antonio. And Lisa, do me a favor again. The website and phone number is?
Absolutely. Website for San Antonio Animal Care Services, SAACS.net. SAACS.net. Our phone number, 210-207-4738. So that's 207-4PET. That's the number to our customer service line. They can answer questions for you and give you guidance if you don't see what you're looking for on our website.
All right. Any events coming up that you want to talk about?
Oh, let's talk about Home for the Holidays.
The holidays.
The holidays, yes. Home for the Holidays. Of course, we've got to have a holiday-themed pet adoption event, and ours is scheduled the 20th and the 21st of this month. So December 20th, December 21st, from noon to 5, both days. So many dogs and cats and puppies and kittens and Santa. Santa's going to be, yes, of course Santa's going to stop by the shelter. We're going to have free Picks of Santa. Okay. Free Picks of Santa. There's going to be live music. We're bringing in food trucks because, of course, got to have food trucks. A little bird told me that there was going to be a hot cocoa station, which I'm excited about because that is my favorite. Yeah. There's going to be a holiday market. Maybe get some of your last-minute holiday shopping taken care of. We always have a kids zone, so family-friendly, can bring the kids out for a little bit. It's going to be lots of fun. I'm also told that the Grinch might be here.
Uh-huh.
I can't promise anything, but I know for sure Santa. I'm told that the Grinch might make an appearance. And this year, this is new this year, we actually are working with a really amazing lighting designer here in San Antonio who is going to put up a whole bunch of lights here at the shelter. So it's going to be, not only a fun experience, a seasonal experience, but a happy, bright light experience as well. So we're really excited about that. That's a new addition this year. And of course, parking's free. Parking's free. If for whatever reason you can't find parking here, you can take our free trolley from parking off-site at the San Antonio Pre-K for SA, and we'll trolley you over here to the event.
Yeah, and I'm looking on the Facebook site for Animal Care Services, and it says call for vendors. Are you still needing vendors?
We do need vendors. Hey, if you know any vendors, if you yourself, everyone listening out there right now, if you are a vendor and you want to participate, please go to our website, that saacs.info/howlidays. That's HOWLIDAYS. You can go there. You can respond on our Facebook page. We're happy to have you. We're still looking for vendors, including food trucks. So we'd love to have some more folks out here to join in the fun. And like I said, Santa's going to be here, so you want to see Santa.
Yeah, absolutely. And so does your pet.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can come out. You can bring your own pet to take pics with Santa. And again, they're free.
Yep.
They're totally free. Don't have to pay for anything. However,
yes,
if you do want to have that VIP first access experience, you can do so for $25.
Okay.
This $25 will get you in the door an hour before general admission. You can start checking out the adoptable pets. Maybe you have your eye on a particular dog or cat, and you want to make sure that you're first in line. You can do so if you get that easy access or first access pass for $25. And then we'll go ahead and apply that to your adoption as well.
Oh, cool. Well, it sounds like it's going to be...
Which, by the way, are $25.
Oh, okay.
$25 adoption specials for both days, the 20th and the 21st.
Yeah, that helps people out too. And gosh, we have about 4 minutes left. I want to make sure we've covered everything. What else can you think of that our listeners should know? How can they help you, or what other issues are pressing for Animal Care Services right now?
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that I would love to talk about, if it's okay, Milton, is donations.
Okay.
I'm talking about supply donations, things that we can use here at the shelter. Number one on that list, blankets. Blankets, towels, any sorts of coverings. Now, we do not take pillows, so please don't inundate us with pillows. The dogs will just rip them up. But blankets, towels, those sorts of things, old comforters, and they do not have to be new. The dogs don't care. The cats don't care. They just want to stay warm. So any sort of blankets, comforters, or towels, sheets, we would love for those to be donated to the shelter this winter. Not only do we use them here in the shelter, but our officers also take them with them out in the field. And so when they see a dog that is cold, or they see somebody who is trying to take care of their pet, but they haven't been able to find some sort of something for their doghouse, we'll go ahead and we'll give them a free blanket just to make sure that their pet stays warm when it does start to get a little cold outside.
And how do they get those to you? They just, obviously they could bring them that day on the 20th or the 21st. But
absolutely, or come out 7 days a week. Yeah. We are open. You can drop them off. Simple process. If you do have a really large donation, call our customer service line and we can make arrangements to come and pick it up. But if you've got just a few things that you've gathered, from the closet, old linens that you got, maybe stuff that you were going to donate, to the thrift store.
Oh, yeah.
The thrift stores are awesome. We, obviously we go there and get stuff, for the shelter. But if your heart moves you, bring them to Animal Care Services, because our animals can use those blankets and comforters and old sheets as well.
Okay, well, that's easy enough. And where is Animal Care Services for those that don't know?
Animal Care Services is an easy way to get here is 410 to 151, and we are at 4710 State Highway 151. We are right next to the San Antonio Food Bank. So if you know where the food bank is, right at Old Highway 90 and 151, we're literally right next door. Can't miss us. Got a big old doghouse entrance and 2 huge pets, a dog and a cat, statues up front by the flagpole. So you can't miss it. Again, we are open 7 days a week. And maybe you already have plans on the 20th or the 21st and can't get out for the big event. Santa, of course, will be disappointed. But you can still come out and do adoptions 7 days a week. We're going to be maybe some modified hours around Christmas Eve. We'll be open until 3 p.m., but, of course, closed on Christmas Day so everyone can enjoy the holiday. But we are going to be open throughout the majority of the winter holiday. So we'd love to see people come out here. And, again, like we said, adoption is the best option. So if you are considering bringing a furry family member into your household this season, I know a place that you could probably get almost any pet you want. And vaccinations included, sterilization included, microchip included, that free training we talked about earlier, basically turnkey. So lots of different pets. We want to be able to get more pets into homes this season, so I hope people will come out.
All right. And on that note, I'm going to let you give the website, the phone number, and everything, all the contact stuff one more time, and then we'll wrap up for today.
San Antonio Animal Care Services, our website is www.saacs.net. Our customer service line is 210-207-4PET. That's 207-4738. And Animal Care is at 151 and Old Highway 90, right next to San Antonio Food Bank.
Perfect. Lisa Norwood has been our guest, Public Relations Manager with Animal Care Services. Lisa, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm Milton Glick. If you didn't get that address, that website address or anything like that, you call me here at the station. I'll be happy to get it to you. We'll say goodbye for today, but join us next week as we keep you in the loop.
Thanks for joining us in the loop. We look forward to bringing you next week's show with Milton Glick.